Isn't that how the game goes? Like you're either right or incorrect, either you win or lose. But if you come to me and say, you don't have time in a world where I work every freaking second for 18 hours a day, right? You're going to have a hard time making me feel guilty about it not occurring for you, because that's a part of it. It's simple. It's now or never. What would have needed to happen in a week for you to look back on it with pride? Okay, maybe stop breaking your own promises when you claim you wake up at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And don't snooze when you have the option. You have one win for the day. That is action. So everything comes down to this moment. This is the only time we can transform. So join now or never. Do not pass up this opportunity, because the days will be long and the months will be brief. You've got an opportunity, seize the opportunity. We all receive wake-up calls. We receive wake-up calls throughout our relationship. We receive financial wake-up calls. Some people's phones are currently ringing non-stop. They're having wake-up calls about a lot of things. They're at home with their family, and they're realizing that I was alienated from my family. I have not been plugged in. They received a wake-up call regarding their domestic ties. They've received a wake-up call, I don't have any savings, and I'm severely in debt. This is not working. So the wonderful part is that when you receive the call, you have to make the decision. Will you answer the phone? Are you going to transform your life as you say? Never again. Perhaps it is time to improve your quality of life. Maybe instead of sitting in the middle of the rear seat, it's time to upgrade to exit row, business class. Or perhaps it's time to try a new restaurant. Maybe it's time to reconsider your money strategy and say, hey, I always say that wellness is important, and yet I'm still eating the same thing I did 10 years ago. Perhaps it's time to update what I eat, where I exercise, and so on. My stuff, you can do it. You made it. You've already won the basic game, so you can now benefit from it. I feel that if you've spent too much time thinking about where to go, it's time to get in your car and start driving. And you need to be able to turn rapidly. You must be able to adjust quickly. You have to be continually aware of the changes around you, and you don't have time to say, I'll think about it in 6 months. You give it 6 days, and then you hit it. The fastest individual does not win the race. It's a person who goes first. What you want to be in the future begins right now. You are not doing the now, so don't expect the later to be the person you want to see in the mirror. Everyone says, oh, I'd like to do this late in life. I want to achieve it later in life by turning around and staring in the mirror right now. That is later in life. Unless the turnaround occurs later in life, nothing will change. Absolutely, you do whatever it takes. Okay, even if it means risking your life, that is your dream. I decided, look, this is what I want to do. Someone has to give me a chance. I'm going to take advantage of this. I have 24 hours per day. I strive to make the most of each hour. Most days, all I want to do is wake up and make the most of my time. I understand that time is limited, and I believe I am here for a reason. My own family taught me to believe this spiritually. Like, we're all here for a reason, to offer. Then I'm continually anxious that I'm not keeping that promise. I was thinking, wow, if I'm not pushing myself to do more and have a bigger impact, I'm not really taking advantage of why I'm here. Because if you spend too much time knowing but never performing, you will fail. Right? If you spend all of your time acting but never study what you're doing, you'll fail. If you spend your life chasing opportunities and never doing anything, you'll end up at best in some renowned person's entourage. I believe that's how the people ended up there, because you recognize an opportunity but fail to take action. As humans, I've recognized that we all have reservoirs of untapped potential within ourselves that we can actualize. Things happen when we are focused, when we radiate positivity and light, when we lean into those we love, uplift and collaborate with. However, we rarely pay attention to what is happening in the present moment. Right now, you and I are here. Everything we believe about our story, our triumphs, and our issues is false. We are only at this time, it is true. And everyone watching, if you truly comprehend what's going on, we're all on the same page. There is no such thing as this individual being superior or inferior. We are merely this place that is here. From here, the possibilities are endless. I chased opportunities relentlessly. Once I arrived, I learned and immediately applied what I had learned. You know, the worst thing you can do is pursue the wrong dream. Or if your dream changes and you don't adapt to it. On a personal level, I know what it's like to be in pain or to feel unworthy. And I was like, you know what? It is time for me to free my own mind. Yeah? And I'll keep all of my bitterness and wrath to myself. It's time to change the story. If you're going to make a change in your life and are feeling uncomfortable, now is the time. Feeling you can feel because for the first time in your life, you are making the best decision for yourself. This is your time. It's your time. This is your day. Now is your chance to win. Now is the time to make a difference. It's time for you to make a difference. Now is the time to get straight A's. Now is your chance to be recognized. Now is your chance to be heard. Now is the time for you to shine. It's time for you to do this. It's your time. The only notion that matters is that if you devote time and effort to improving at anything, you will succeed. And that these skills are useful. And when someone learns something easier, we usually comment, oh, they were born with it. However, the reality is that they receive a disproportionate return on the amount of time spent studying that thing. They still need to research that thing. As a result, people do not achieve uniform levels of excellence. You know, even consider the amount of time. He spends his time honing his craft, keeping his body in peak physical shape, reading the game, and so on. He has to do all of this while having amazing natural skill. So it can be useful to seek for areas where you can say, hey, I enjoy doing this and am good at it. I receive a disproportionate return. That is a better way to think about things. That when I invest effort into studying this item, I may receive a return of 1 to 3 times that of someone else who may receive a 7 return. But what I want everyone to understand is that you receive a return. So once you understand that you will receive a refund, it may take longer, you may have to work harder than someone else, but if you love it enough and want to be that thing, you can achieve it. But now is your time. Now, it's time to stop talking. This is the point when you must make a decision. The decision is just this. Are you prepared to take the next step? Are you ready to begin the new chapter? Are you ready to create a legacy? Are you ready? Are you ready? There's no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow.